Emma, thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
New
it's
year,
been.
new season's upon us, and a new series of the podcast. You're our first guest, so thanks
Ooh.
for joining us. How have you been?
I've been good. Enjoyed my time off, and now I'm getting ready to start the season in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you were just telling us how cold it's been back home, and I see you're somewhere that's not quite as cold now. So, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I mean, I had a nice break at home. It was really fun. Spent Christmas, New Year's at home, and then yeah, I could only really practice indoors. We didn't really have much over 0 degrees for weeks. So now I'm in Abu Dhabi, and I'm kind of getting ready here, and I'm meeting the national team next week in Ras Al Khaimah. For some practice, and then I'm heading to Morocco from there.
Sounds good. You played a lot of events last year, so off the back of Spain, I mean, did you just put the clubs away, or how did your break look?
Yep, I didn't touch a club for actually exactly a month. I mean, we went on a holiday, my boyfriend and I, which was really nice. We haven't been on an actual holiday in so long, so that was really cool. And then kind of focused on working out a little bit, and Christmas eating a lot, and and then and then kind of got back into the groove like around January 2nd. Yeah,
Yeah, nice. Two questions on that then. Firstly, where did you go on holiday?
we went to Mauritius.
Oh, beautiful. So lots of on. Actually, I did think I saw you on like a boat or something.
Yeah, we did go on a boat and we went swimming with dolphins and a whale, which was crazy. But it was so cool. Like it was such a crazy experience. Like we literally like jumped into the ocean, like basically middle of the ocean where you can't see anything other than water. And then there was like 20 dolphins, like a school of dolphins just swimming by us, which was like insane. Like it was probably the coolest experience ever.
Oh wow! Like just
Yeah.
coincidence, or you'd gone out to find dolphins?
Yeah, it was like a friend of my boyfriend. He's also a tennis player, the guy, and he kind of took us out on his boat. And we were just cruising for like 10, 15 minutes. And then he goes, "Ah, there's dolphin." He's like, "Jump." I was like, "Jump?" I was like, we're like in the middle of the ocean. And then we jumped in and you could actually like, there were like 20, 30 dolphins swimming around us, which was like, it was so cool.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
that's impressive. And then on the other side of the spectrum, how did Christmas in Austria look? What's a typical day like for you?
It's really chill. I mean, we're kind of like a small family now. It was like my parents, my brother, and then my grandparents on my mom's side. It's just the six of us. And my boyfriend was with us in the morning. We went to like a Christmas market, kind of like the biggest Christmas market in Vienna. It was like super nice, and we spent the morning there, and then just had like an afternoon snack and then dinner, and had some presents or just but it was very chill. Like it was just a family, evening and day, and then spent New Year's at home. Alex Försterling, she came to Austria. We spent New
Oh,
Year's with
wicked.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was nice. Yeah, showed her around Vienna a little bit.
Uh-huh. Oh, nice. And final one, any gifts at Christmas? Any standout presents?
Like here and there, but this year I feel like I was more the gift giver, which was nice. It's kind of like turning now, so that was nice. I mean, I've been given so many gifts over the last few years, so it was kind of nice now to, since I'm like, I can buy stuff on my own. I can, I was kind of giving the gifts, which was nice.
And as we said, you're the first guest of 2025. So let's reflect back on 2024. So a great year on tour for you. How did it go? What were your
Yeah,
thoughts?
it was definitely a nice year. I think, the first year when I came out, I did maybe expect a little bit more, and I really wanted to do better. But, it's not as easy as you think, like coming off like playing amateur golf, and you like start right in and you kind of think that you just keep doing what you always did, but it's definitely a change. And I think last year I got much more comfortable, and I played a lot, better, like a lot more better rounds. And then I think what definitely changed was like the good results were a lot better. Was in the first year I had like a lot of like 15 to 20 like place finishes, whereas last year I was able to get, a couple of top five and then top tens, that was really nice, and I think that helped a lot.
Absolutely. Five top tens last year and playing the AIG Women's Open at St Andrews. Lots of highlights
Yeah.
from 2024. Just talk me through a couple of those. Let's go with, as you've already mentioned, Lexi Försterling. Let's talk about Germany.
Yeah.
And that experience, just what was that like?
That was insane. I mean, like we've known each other for so long. I mean, we've played together for the last 10 years. And then I mean she's played incredible golf. And you know, it was her hometown basically, and all week like we went out to dinner together and we kind of were joking like, oh, like imagine we'd play together in the final round. Like how funny would that be? And then I mean it was a bit more than just playing together in the final round. It was a crazy Sunday. I mean, it was so cool to like play alongside her and then just playing this insane golf, you know, and kind of going back and forth the whole time. Was so much fun, and I think that definitely kind of changed my whole season. Also, I think that kind of started everything, and you know, and I mean, of course, I would have loved to have gotten the win, but I think it was like such a special week, and also with the TV broadcasting and how many people reached out to me afterwards and kind of watched it on TV, was so cool to really see that, you know, they're also impressed with the golf that we play.
Absolutely. You had many incredible shots on that final round. You both did. And yeah, St. Andrews, what was that like playing in a major at St. Andrews?
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I didn't like, of course, it's, you know, it's always a goal in the beginning to of the season to qualify for a major. And there was no major that I was in for sure. You know, I had to play my way into it, and to that at St. Andrews is just extra special. I mean, it's a course with so much history, and yeah, it was a really cool week. It was a very windy week. And but it was a lot of fun, and just, you know, testing yourself against the best in the game is also very cool.
And you spoke a bit about your rookie season and that you were more comfortable in 2024. Was there anything else that you'd learned between the 2 years that, made a difference last year as to why your results were better?
I think a big thing is kind of figuring out how many tournaments you want to play, and I did. I mean, yeah, I played like 23, I think 22 or 23 events. Um, but I could have played a lot more. You know, I chose to skip 2 weeks in Sweden. I chose to not play. Which one did I skip? I skipped another one. I don't remember. But you know, I kind of chose to not play too many weeks in a row, and also like when I take a break, instead of being it just being 1 week, I try to get 2 weeks at least, just because I feel if you have just 1 week of break, you get home, you know, by the time you unpack and it's basically Tuesday already, and then you take 2 days off, and then you have to start, you know, working again for the next week. Whereas if you have at least 2 weeks, you can really, you know, chill for a few days and kind of start slower, and you know, have more time to figure out things like that weren't good the week before. So I think that was a big thing, kind of like realizing that, you know, 1 week maybe isn't enough for me. Maybe for other people it is, but for me, I think it was a lot better to have 2 weeks off if I can.
Of course, always a learning process on tour. And then finally,
Yeah.
let's talk about Ben on your bag, your caddy. What's that
What a
relationship
duo.
been like?
Oh. So we have established that he needs to put the bag the right way and I need to stand on the right side. But no, other than that, no, it was really cool. I mean, it was a bit of a coincidence that we kind of, you know, got to work together, but I think it's been really cool, and it's been nice to have somebody, you know, by your side the whole year, just somebody that knows you by now and knows what you like at tournaments, like when you get there, when you get to the putting green, what drills you want set up, or you know, just small things like this that just make your life on tour a lot easier. But then also, you know, on the course, like it works really well, and I think what's also really nice, he has a very good communication with my coach from home. You know, since he doesn't travel a lot to the tournaments, but they communicate basically all the time. It's super nice for me that, you know, he always knows what's going on, and you know, if I have a question about the swing or something that we've been working on, I can always ask him to look, you know, have a look at it, which I think is super important. Yeah. So that's been really good. And yeah, you know, it's just on the course, I think it's, for me, it's important to not like have to like focus for like 5 hours, you know, straight, and like be stressed the whole time. Like I kind of need in between shots to talk about everything other than golf. And that works really well with him. Like we talk about everything everything other than golf. There's like we have so much fun, and I think that really helps me kind of also, if you go for like 4 weeks, like it's tough to focus the whole time, but if you can kind of like make it a bit easier in between, that definitely helps.
That's funny. We were talking in the office yesterday about potential player caddy mic ups for next year, and it sounds like you
Oh
just
no.
volunteered yourself. So
We always talk about we're like, oh God, nobody wants to hear what we're saying.
yeah, we got definitely got
But
to get that done then this year.
okay, yeah, no,
We'll be coming
no.
to you. And one place we did see you both, and I know was probably your highlight of the year, was the Olympics, of course. So just tell us about that. It's been, what, 6 or 7 months now. I mean, what a special week it was. I was fortunate enough to be there, but how do you look back and reflect on that?
Yeah, I mean that was, a crazy experience. I think it's been a dream for a really long time, and I think for every athlete, because I think it makes it so special because it's not just golf, it's every sport basically. And um so that was like such a different thing about it, but just so cool. And I was fortunate enough to play the Youth Olympics. But this one was just, I mean, it was just like so much bigger, and it was so cool. Like the course was insane. Like it was so good, and just everything around was such a cool experience. And to like, you know it's like a dream. Like when you're a little child, you're like, oh my God, I want to go to the Olympics. But then when it's actually happening, it's really special. But what I also think is like while you're there, or like, other people around, you're like, oh my God, you're at the Olympics, so cool. Like enjoy it. Like, like take in everything that you can. But it's for me, it's like it was really difficult, like in the moment when I was playing, to like enjoy it 100%, right? Because I mean, you're playing on such a difficult golf course. You're still trying to play well, so you have to be like fully focused, and you can't just walk around like, oh, I'm 10 over, like whatever, I'm at the Olympics. So kind of finding this like balance of like really enjoying it, but also you know it's also still my job, right? Like to do well, was not super easy. But I think like looking back at the Olympics, like that's when it's like kind of that's the like the best part for me about it. Kind of like then like in hindsight, kind of really realizing what happened, and all the experiences that I made.
Yeah. I can't remember. Were you staying in the village?
We stayed in the village like 2 days before, and then on the last day, and then in between we stayed in a hotel,
Right, that
which
was it, yeah.
actually that was nice. Like we kind of experienced the village, but then we were also able to kind of be away from it. So it was like a good mix.
Yeah. How was that? Did you see any like big stars in the village?
Well, I walked into the French basketball team, and I stood basically next to, oh God, I'm gonna say his name wrong, but like the tallest guy in the NBA probably. And it
Okay.
was me and Ben, and me and Ben standing next to him. We're like, hi. Like he's so tall, and we're like, oh, he looks like he's got like extra legs at the bottom, like he's walking up the, I don't know what you call them, but that make you like super tall, like
Like
you see in the
stilts, yeah.
circus. Yeah. But so that was cool. And then I mean also at the golf course, of course, seeing all the like Rory and Scotty, and also Sepp, who's doing really well. So
Yeah.
that's also cool to have him kind of as a role model.
Yeah, because I remember you were there, one of the early ones to get there, and just practicing on the range alongside the men. I mean, that's such a cool experience, right? Did you get a chance
Yeah.
to chat to any of them?
Well, I mean, we arrived just a few days early, like not super early, but we did see a few. But I mean, it's been nice. Like I kind of got to know Sepp a little bit better. The like kind of in the weeks before the Ryder Cup, he came to my home course and we played a round together, which was really cool. And he's like super nice, super chill, amazing golfer. And yeah, it's I think it's always nice to learn also from the men.
Yeah, awesome. He just won last week, didn't he, on the
Yeah,
PGA Tour again?
yeah.
Very nice. And while you were there, did you get out? Did you get a chance to go to many events? I know we were quite a way out, weren't we, from the centre, but did you see anything?
I saw a little bit. I went to the track and field like arena, and I actually saw the 100-meter final, which was cool.
Oh, the
That was
men's.
really nice. Yeah, the men's. So
Oh,
it was a
wow.
whole like show. I mean, the show for it was it's a lot longer than the actual run, but I think that was cool because it's such a hyped event, and I feel like it's kind of like the event of the Olympics, and and so that was really nice in this massive stadium to watch them. And I saw that it was women's high jump and you know a few other things. And then what else did I see? I went to something else. Um, I don't remember, but I feel like but I definitely went, yeah, track and field. That was really nice. So I saw that, and yeah, just I mean the arena was massive. It was so big, and that was cool. I think track and field. I feel like that's like one of like the Olympic sports, because
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that,
they're
like
yeah,
100
it's
meter
like
men's.
their like history is like in the Olympics, right? So yeah, that was really nice to see that.
Awesome. And that was the crazy finish, wasn't it? Where it was like four guys could have had the gold. Something
Yeah, and
stupid.
like every one of us thought it was the other guy that won,
Yeah,
but in reality, I think it was his hand or his nose or whatever that was like further ahead. So yeah, that was
that's
interesting.
very cool. And final one, no Olympic tattoo yet. Haven't got the rings.
No, no Olympic tattoo. I think I'm gonna get maybe like a bracelet or something with the Olympic rings, but I mean, I don't have a tattoo, and I don't think I'm ready for a tattoo. So, so I was like, oh, maybe after the next Olympics, maybe, but yeah, no, for now, no.
Fair enough.
Not everyone needs to get an Olympic tattoo. It's
Now,
okay. And and let's just go back to when you kind of joined the LET, obviously coming to Q School, having had such a prolific amateur career being at college. What was that like, the transition coming and joining the LET?
I mean, that was like pretty smooth, I would say. I think it was nice that I had the chance to play on a few invites in the season before to kind of get to know a few of the girls. But and then once I joined, a lot of like a few girls from the Q school, I've played with them for years. We played in college, we played before college, so that was also really nice to know that you already know the girls, right, that are there. But even the girls that I didn't know, everyone's like so easy to talk to, and everyone's super welcoming. So that has been a like great experience for me on tour. It's definitely that like you always find somebody to go out to dinner with, to stay with if you want to share a room. And so that's been really 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 nice. And I think that's a big like bonus on the LET, that all the girls are super super nice, and it's just fun traveling with them. Um so that was a really nice part of joining the tour. It wasn't very hard to like to kind of like get to know the people. But it was definitely difficult that the traveling and golf was so much all of a sudden. Like it's like like I've done this for years, and this was basically my life for years. But then you turn pro, and all of a sudden it becomes so much more. Um, so that was, I think, a big thing that I had to learn, that you're gonna play a lot more golf than you did in your amateur career. And you kind of have to figure out how you plan your season, and you can't just enter into every single tournament like you did as an amateur, because there was just basically 15 tournaments a year, so you enter every 15 tournaments, every one of those tournaments. But now you kind of have to figure out what the best solution is for yourself, and everyone does it differently. But yeah, I think you need to really know like what you can do and how much you can play. That was a big adjustment, I think. And yeah, and then just yeah, I don't know why. Like I think I kind of struggled a little bit going in. Like I played well at Q school, but I didn't feel 100% comfortable with my game. And then the break between like the first event and the last event, like Q school, and then the first one was so short. I didn't feel like I had enough time to kind of sort my game out, and that kind of dragged through the whole season, which didn't really help. And then kind of only towards the end it started getting better, and then in the first winter I kind of figured things out a little bit more, and I think that was a lot easier to then start the season knowing that you're ready. Whereas the season before I kind of went to Kenya and I didn't feel ready to play a tournament yet, but you felt like you had to play, because you have to play the first tournaments of the year that you get in, and so it was a bit stressful. Whereas last year I think it was a lot more of a smooth start, and kind of like what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Kenya there. What are some of the favorite places that we've been to? Obviously, been to many countries over the past few years, but
Yeah.
what are,
Yes.
what are the best ones?
I mean, Kenya was cool. I think it was very interesting. It's just like something you wouldn't do. I think I I haven't been to Asia a lot, and then I kind of traveled a few countries in Asia, which was super nice. But I mean, what was this? I think it's difficult. Like we see a lot of the golf courses, but we don't see a lot of the things around, right? We see mostly the hotel and the golf course, and I think like usually the weeks where you play well are your favorite weeks. But I do enjoy like seeing new places and then traveling to new places. But I think maybe in the last 2 years, probably Pebble Beach was very high up on the
Well,
list.
that works.
And then yeah, and then St. Andrews and Paris. I think I have a hard time like just picking one place that's my favorite.
You were out on the motorbike in
I
Australia,
was
weren't
gonna
you?
say,
Oh,
yeah,
that is
you
true.
and Pauline
That
on
that yeah.
That's an all-time photo. That.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a cool experience, especially because we don't get to do too much, outside the golf course. That was really cool.
yeah, for sure. Going on a coastal tour. If anyone hasn't seen the photos of Pauline and Emma on a big motorbike by the sea in
Way too
Australia.
big for us. We're like sitting like this. We're like, oh.
And we mentioned Pauline there. You've mentioned Lexi. You're good friends with Chiara Tambellini as well. Just who is your friendship group? You seem to be friends with a lot of people, as you say. You're able to stay with a lot of different people on tour and room with them.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like the girls more like my age, like we've played together for the last 10 years basically. So that those are kind of the people I'm around with most, I think. I mean, Alex especially, now that she's back on our tour, which for me is nice because I get to travel with her again. And of course, yeah, Chiara, super nice, and Pauline as well. Yeah, so those are the girls that I stay with the most, but also, Christine and Sarah, the Austrian girls. We spend more time together because I didn't grow up playing with them really. They were a bit earlier than I was, but still it was super easy to kind of get to know them closer, and they kind of took me in as the rookie, the little rookie. Yeah, but that's been really nice. But I guess the closest group you could say would be Alex, Chiara, Pauline, Elena, kind of the Swiss German French association. But yeah, just anyone really. I mean, I love hanging out with Nicole Brock as well, and Nicole Garcia and these girls. Like everyone's just super fun.
Absolutely.
A lot of
And you
names.
a lot of
Lots
names.
of
Yes.
player on tour.
You mentioned at the start about going on holiday with your boyfriend. Obviously, as you mentioned, he's a tennis player. So just what's that like? Because how do you juggle it? Yeah, I know obviously other players are in similar situations. Nicole Brock obviously has Casper caddying on a
Yeah.
different tour. Just what is it like when you're both traveling the world doing your own sport?
I mean, of course, it's not easy because there'll be times where last year we had I think a stretch of 8 or 9 weeks where we didn't see each other. Um, but then I think it's so special because like we just understand each other, it's normal. Like nobody's like if I tell him, oh, like I'll be gone for 4 weeks, it's not like, oh my God, you're gone for 4 weeks again. It's like, like he totally understand. There's no such thing as like, why are you going there for 4 weeks? It's just like, you know, they just understand. And if he can make it work to come and see me, he'll come see me, or I come see him. It's just, which that for me is super important, that, it's never an issue that, I'll be gone or that I have to practice for hours, when I'm at home. Um, so I think that's really, really the main thing for me, that there's just so much understanding. And even though it's a different sport, but I think, you go through emotionally a lot of like a lot of similar things. And since he like has a bit more experience too, I think it's been really nice, like especially in the beginning. Like I think he helped me a lot kind of getting through like periods where it wasn't as easy, as I would like it to have been. But yeah, it's just nice that you have somebody who's been through similar things, and you can always talk to them and have them by their side, like by your side.
Absolutely. And you mentioned so that when you go home, you were saying about having 2 weeks at home rather than 1 week at home, just so that
hmm
you can unwind a bit more. What do you do to unwind when you're not on the golf course? What does Emma do to relax?
Well, I mean, I love staying in bed for as long as possible for the first day. So I'm very good at that, just like laying around doing really nothing, until I'm like, oh, maybe I should get up and do something. Um, but usually, I mean, I'll spend just, some time at home. I go, see my family. Maybe I'll go on a shopping trip with my mom. That's always nice. Um, and and then yeah, just like I mean, usually like you don't have a lot of time to just do nothing. It's, you have to organize a few things here and there. But I just, enjoy spending my time at home, and maybe I'll get a tennis lesson here and there. And get yelled at that I'm not moving enough. But I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. And he's like, no, you're just lazy. But yeah, just do things at home, like yeah, just chill, and see all the family, and go to a nice restaurant with my family. Yeah.
I was going to ask how's the tennis game?
I mean, when we were in Mallorca last year, like end of last year, we played a little bit. The one day was insane. I mean, I felt like a professional basically. I was I all of a sudden every time we go and play, every time I get, oh, you're so slow, like you need to move faster, you need to move your legs, move. And then the one time all of a sudden I don't know what happened. I was running on the tennis court and I reached every single ball. I was like, I'm Carlos Alcaraz today. So no, that was a cool experience, but it's like, okay, I mean, I grew up, I played a little bit, and then I kind of like stopped. I played ice hockey a lot more. And but I mean, I have a bit of like a feeling like I'm not terrible, but I am a bit lazy, I think.
But what about Gerald's golf game then? Are you a better tennis player than he's a golfer? And I hope you're also giving him
Mm,
stick when he's on the golf course in return.
nah,
Yeah, it sounds
yeah,
very
no,
harsh.
yeah, no, I think he's a better golfer, I have to say. But he also plays a lot more golf than I play tennis. So maybe if I would
Every
play
tennis
as
player
much
plays a lot of golf. I
tennis,
don't know how they all do
yes,
it.
yeah, I think if I would play as much tennis as he plays golf, maybe we could get to a similar level. But maybe after my career, I can start trying that. But he's here. I mean, he's not in the room. He left, but he's here, and he's joining my week of practice, and he's tapped out after like if I do like 3 hours, after 2 hours he's like, I'm done, I need to go sit down. So he's like realized, he's like, oh, this is a lot of work. But yeah, it's been nice to have him here before we start the season.
Yeah, I bet. And you're big into your skiing as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Austria. It's, skiing is like the number one sport, so
Yeah.
so you kind of have to, basically. But no, I mean, I love it, and we grew up skiing so much. But it's difficult. I don't live like near the mountains, not like Christine. I can just go out and go skiing. Like I have to drive there. And basically, like if I want to go to a nice place, like I have to stay there, and so it's a lot of like things that have to happen. So it's usually like in a 2 year rhythm. Like we went skiing last year, we didn't go skiing this year, but we'll maybe go skiing next year. But I mean, I love it. Like we used to ski so much until golf kind of took over all of the winter holidays.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
somewhere sunny instead and play some golf.
yeah.
Very cool. And right then, we said at the beginning it's obviously a new year. 2025 season is only a couple of weeks away now. So looking ahead, firstly, what are you most excited for?
I mean, getting this season started, some new tournaments on the calendar, which will be nice. And then basically the first time I'm like qualified for a major already before the season starts, which that is super nice. That's a big bonus. And yeah, just getting started, and hopefully I can use what I learned over the like last year, and then kind of like what I tried to improve in the off season, kind of see that it's working.
Yeah. Have you like mapped out your year, roughly how it's going to look, or any events you're
Um,
desperate to go to?
yes, I think I've pretty much like done my schedule, like end of the season, not 100% sure yet, but basically, like all throughout like the Europe schedule, I think is pretty clear what we'll do. I think I'm excited to go to Tenerife. I've never been, but I hear that the place is super nice and the golf course is supposed to be really nice. My boyfriend has played it, but I haven't. So, um, but yeah, I think I'm really excited for that one. And then of course, like playing in the Open, it's gonna be really nice. Yeah, and just enjoy all the good events. 3 weeks in Australia this year. Hopefully, no rain. So,
Touch wood.
and yeah, I'm just excited for the whole season to start.
Yeah, nice. And obviously, it's the cliche, like, what are your goals? We'll start off, what are your goals off the course? What
What
is
are
something you
my
want to achieve this year?
off the course? Oh, I didn't think about that. There was no time. Like,
Mm.
but well, I think like it's technically golf related, but it's off the course. Like kind of like like getting my fitness level like higher every year and kind of like maintaining it throughout the season, especially since it's such a long season. I think it can be difficult to maintain it, but and you kind of feel like you restart after the season, over and over again, and kind of like trying to keep that at a good level so that once the season is over, I can build on what I have already. So I think that's like a goal of mine off the course, kind of off the course. And then I mean, I don't know, it's a difficult one. I wasn't expecting, I didn't plan for for the
So for a spanner
off
in
the
the
golf
works.
course.
We could
Off
do on
the
the
golf
course. I
course.
mean, I feel like
Okay.
I know you're very driven. You have your goals on the course. So what do you want to achieve this year?
Yeah, I think I mean after last season coming closer to the win, I think the win is definitely like the top goal of that's a big thing, but kind of maybe in like smaller steps to get there or kind of things, like improving. I think my putting like kind of like being a bit higher in the statistics of putting would be very nice. I think that's been kind of a work in progress over the last few years as well. Um, Seeing that improve and I feel like I see a lot of improvements in practice already, but kind of like translating that to then improving in tournaments as well. That would be nice. And then yeah, definitely the win would be very special, but just I think consistently like being in contention is a big thing. I think, like winning doesn't usually come from like the one perfect week. In like it does sometimes, but I think in general, the chances are a lot higher if you are consistently playing in the last groups and have a lot of chances to win a tournament. So that's a big goal, and yeah, kind of improve my order of merit position again. It was nice to get a big improvement after the first season and like kind of like slowly improving now the next few years. That's a goal of mine as well.
Yeah. So you'll be teeing up in Morocco for the opening event, Lala Merin Cup. Between now and then, you're obviously in Dubai or Abu Dhabi right now. So what's the plan?
Yeah, just I mean, kind of the final tweaks here and there. Yeah, I spent like couple like the last few days with my coach from home. He was here with me. I think that was some really nice practice sessions that we had. And then yeah, I'm joining the national team next week for
Yeah.
for a camp, which that will be nice. I think it's like it's mostly like guys, professionals, and like really good amateurs that'll be there. So I think it's like a really good way to have like games on the course and to have kind of like this competitive feeling before you start the season. I think it's always difficult after a long break to like get thrown into a tournament and you're like, oh God, I need to perform now. So I think it's nice to have that week where I'm basically like it's like a performance camp where I'm like you're like constantly having drills like where it's more about performance and less about the technical stuff. Which tends to get in the way a lot of the times in golf. So I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a nice thing to kind of have them focus. Like this week was maybe more on the technical side, and then next week have it more on the competitive side.
And I'm always curious, like an off season, do you make like club changes? Any new additions to the bag or any tweaks across the 14 clubs?
I haven't made any tweaks this year so far. I mean, I changed my putter quite like late in the season last year. Um, but that's always, putters is like it's a very difficult relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually not long-term relationships. Um, but yeah, I think I'm really happy with what I have in the bag. I know Ping kind of came out with new drivers, so maybe I'll be switching those and new woods, but I'm not super picky about changing things, you know. Like I feel like, you know, if it works, like I throw it in, and if it doesn't, like, you know, I won't change it. But maybe after the first few weeks, maybe then I have some new things in the bag. But for now, it's the same.
Perfect. Nicola,
Yeah.
any final questions for Emma?
No, I don't think so.
Leave her to her tennis lesson or whatever you
Yeah.
have.
Leave it to the sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's dark now. No more sunshine, but tomorrow. Yeah, oh, it's so nice to have sunshine. God, I love it.
No,
We both hate cold weather, so for us, this 24 degrees is just perfect weather.
it's
It's
nice.
amazing. I'm
I'm
making you
finally,
jealous.
yeah, I haven't played golf all break because I'm like, it's just horrible. But tomorrow
Yeah,
I'm
it's
finally
way too
playing
cold.
and
Okay,
braving it,
nice.
and I'm kind of excited and not excited at the same time.
Yeah, nervous. Are you nervous? You'd be like, first tee, I'm like, oh my God, how do I
Oh,
hold the
yeah,
golf club again?
exactly that. Yeah, so that should be good. But
Yeah, no, that'd be nice. Well, thank you
perfect.
guys.
Well, Emma, we'll
That
leave
was
you to it.
fun.
Thank you for joining us. It was fun. Yeah, 35 minutes
Yeah.
flew by.
Hopefully, I have some inspirational quotes that you can use
Oh
on my
yeah, don't
podcast.
worry, we got it.
Uh,
Excellent.
well,
And
then,
yeah, we'll see you. I think Nicola will see you in Riyadh. I'll see you down under. I'll see you in
Morocco.
Australia.
Oh, Australia. Perfect. Then we'll see you there.
See you there. Thanks, Emma.
Yes.
Perfect. Bye.
Thanks, Emma.